Okay. So a huge part of confidence has to do with the relationships and the people that you choose to have in your circle, but also that you choose to have in your life. So I want to talk about 3 reasons why you might be attracting struggle love into your life, because who you attract into your life says a lot about who you are on the inside, right? And when we have relationships that don't always live up to our standards, we have to take a step back. So the first thing I want you to consider is if you are saying you want one thing but you are accepting another thing, right? So if you say I want a man who doesn't have kids, or I want a man who has this, but if he shows up you're still accepting it anyway, and then you're angry and upset, you need to check that. Second, I need you to look at your patterns and your cycles. So if the same man and the same behaviors are showing up, you're the common denominator. I need you to check yourself. And then lastly, it's not always who you attract. Sometimes it's who you entertain. So you have to think about, because when you're beautiful, when you're magnetic from the inside out, whether you're fat, you're skinny, it does not matter. You're always going to be attractive, whether it's the CEO of a company, whether it's the brother around the way, whether it's the trash man, it doesn't matter. Beauty is beauty and magnetism is magnetism, right? People tell me all the time, oh, you're so beautiful. And it doesn't matter where I go, but I don't entertain everybody that says I'm beautiful. If I entertain everybody that said I was beautiful, I would have a whole lot of struggle, a whole lot of struggle love, right? Because a lot of people, they recognize the beauty, right? They see it, they like it. And they admire it. But at the same token, we have to learn how to take a step back and say, okay, just because it appears as if this is nice or this is kind, or I'm attracting them to me, doesn't mean that I need to entertain it. So it really boils down to you being super intentional about what it is that you want and what it is that you desire. I feel like I meet so many women, or I just know so many women. And I always ask them, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? And most people say, oh, I want a husband and I want this and that. And then other people will say, well, I don't really know. And then I'll ask them about their relationship status. And it'll be like, well, I'm with this guy and I don't know if he's the one. And, I don't know. Right. And it's like we settle, we get complacent, we get comfortable with certain things. But when I ask them what they ultimately really want, is marriage, or they want the family, but they know the person they're with is not going to be that person, but you're with them. So some of us get into a place of where we're comfortable, where we're complacent, because sometimes we think we're not good enough. Sometimes we think we might not attract somebody else who, might be able to fill in a certain space. And a lot of times also I find we don't want to be alone by ourselves for a long period of time without their companion, right? Whereas other people might be comfortable with it because they've done it so long. But then there are a number of women who are afraid to do it because they feel like they need to have somebody. And anytime we're looking for validation, approval, and love outside of ourselves, that's a surefire sign to attract struggle love to you, because it's always going to be a struggle when you're trying to get from somebody else what you first need to give to yourself. So again, my hope and my goal is for you to think about these things more.